Most people think that paying $60 or $120 a year for a Costco membership is their golden ticket to the best deals on the planet. You walk through those giant sliding doors, flash your card like a VIP, and you truly believe that every single item under that massive warehouse roof is a mathematical win for your wallet. But let me tell you something from the perspective of the people who actually wear the vests and stock those pallets. If you are shopping like 99% of the public, you aren't actually saving as much as you think. In fact, you might be the one subsidizing the massive savings that the insiders are walking away with every single day. There is a hidden language to this warehouse, a secret code written in plain sight on every price tag, and a psychological layout designed to drain your bank account before you even reach the milk and eggs at the back of the store. Today, I'm peeling back the curtain. I'm showing you the 10 massive mistakes you are definitely making right now, including the Star of Death you've probably walked past 1,000 times, and the reason why the most popular item in the store is actually a trap designed to make you spend 40% more than you intended. If you don't know the secrets we're about to dive into, I want you to stop your cart, put down that 5-pound tub of pretzels, and listen very carefully. The first mistake you're making is the biggest one, and it's something employees see people do every single minute of the day. You are completely ignoring the decimal points. Most shoppers look at the big, bold numbers on a price tag and think, yeah, $20 seems fair. But if you want to shop like an employee, you have to ignore the big numbers and look at the cents. This is the secret language of Costco. A price ending in .99 is the standard retail price. It's not a special deal, it's just the price Costco negotiated with the manufacturer. It's fine, but it's not a steal. However, when you see a price ending in .97, your heart should skip a beat. That is a manager S markdown. It means that specific item isn't moving fast enough, or they have too much inventory, and the warehouse manager has been given the green light to slash the price to clear the floor space. These deals are local to that specific warehouse, meaning you won't find them on the website or at the Costco across town. But it gets deeper. Have you ever seen a price ending in .88 or .00? That is the holy grail. That usually indicates a floor model, a last unit return, or a manager who is absolutely desperate to get that pallet out of the building. We're talking about massive 50 to 70% discounts that happen behind the scenes. And here is the insider kicker. Look at the top right corner of that price tag. If you see a small asterisk, what employees call the Star of Death, it means that item has been deleted from the system. It is not being restocked. If you see a .97 ending combined with a Star of Death, that is the lowest price that item will ever be in the history of the world. If it's something you use, you buy as many as the cart can hold, because once it's gone forever. The second mistake is falling for the center court magnet. Have you ever noticed that as soon as you walk past the electronics and jewelry at the front, you enter this massive middle section filled with books, clothes, seasonal items, and those weirdly specific kitchen gadgets you didn't know you needed? Employees call this center court, and psychologically, it's designed to be a treasure hunt. Costco knows that if they put the things you actually need, the bread, the milk, the rotisserie chickens at the very back of the store, you have to walk through the gauntlet of the middle aisles to get there. This is a phenomenon called the Gruen effect. It's designed to make you lose your sense of direction and your original shopping list. You see a high-end blender or a pack of designer wool socks that are only today deals, and your brain releases a hit of dopamine. You feel like you've discovered something. By the time you actually reach the milk in the back left corner, your cart is already half full of high-margin impulse buys. The employees know the layout is a trap. If you want to beat the house, you have to shop the action alley, that's the perimeter of the store. The real staples and the best consistent values are always on the edges. When you enter, go straight to the back, hit the pharmacy, hit the meat department, get your dairy, and then move toward the registers. Avoid the siren call of the middle aisles unless you specifically came for a new pair of jeans. If you find yourself browsing in center court, you've already lost the game. The third mistake is what I call brand snobbery, or more accurately, the fear of the Kirkland signature label. There is a huge segment of shoppers who still believe that generic means lower quality. At most grocery stores, that is actually true. The store brand is often a watered-down version of the name brand. But Costco's business model is completely different. Kirkland Signature is not a generic brand, it's a premium label strategy. Here is the secret that only the people in the logistics offices really talk about. Costco doesn't have their own factories. Instead, they go to the top-tier, name brand manufacturers, the ones you already know and trust, and they tell them, "We want you to make your best product, but we want you to make it even better for us, and we're going to put our Kirkland name on it." For example, if you're buying name brand tuna or high-end vodka, you are literally paying a brand tax for the fancy label. It is an open secret in the industry that Kirkland Signature Vodka has consistently beaten top-shelf French brands in blind taste tests because it's often produced using similar water sources and distillation processes as the brands that cost 3 times as much. The same goes for their golf balls, which were so high quality, they actually got sued by name brand competitors for being too similar to their professional-grade balls. Their diapers are manufactured by the same company that makes Huggies. Their batteries are made by the same company that makes Duracell. When you reach for the name brand because you think it's safer, you are effectively throwing 20 to 30% of your money into a fire just for the privilege of seeing a familiar logo. The employees know that the Kirkland version is often the exact same juice, or better, in a different bottle. If you aren't buying Kirkland, you aren't using your membership correctly, you're just shopping at a giant, loud version of a regular grocery store. Now, let's talk about the most famous resident of the entire warehouse, the $4.99 rotisserie chicken. You probably think you're winning every time you toss one of those hot plastic containers into your cart. And look, from a pure calorie to dollar ratio, you are. But from a strategic shopping perspective, you're walking right into a masterfully set trap. This is mistake number 4. Buying the chicken without realizing it's a psychological anchor. There's a reason those birds are always at the very back of the store. It's not because the ovens need to be near the loading dock, it's because Costco knows that if they can get you to walk 300 yards through the warehouse just to save a couple of bucks on dinner, they've already won. On that walk back, your brain is scanning thousands of items. By the time you reach the bird cage, that's what some employees call the rotisserie area, you've likely already picked up a 30-pack of paper towels or a giant bag of chips. But the mistake goes deeper than just the walk. Employees are constantly monitoring what we call the bird timer. When those chickens hit the heating shelf, they have a very specific shelf life. Once they've sat there for a certain amount of time, they aren't thrown away. No, they're pulled, deboned, and processed into the pre-made chicken salad or the vacuum-sealed pulled chicken meat sold in the refrigerated section. And here's the kicker. The price per pound for that chicken salad is significantly higher than the price of the whole bird. You're essentially paying a massive premium for the labor of someone taking the meat off the same chicken you just walked past. If you want the real value, you buy the whole bird, you take the 5 minutes to debone it yourself at home, and you realize that the fresh chicken salad in the deli is actually yesterday's lost leader chickens being sold back to you at a profit. Speaking of things they don't tell you, let us get into mistake number 5, which is thinking that your membership card is a mandatory key for everything inside the building. This is one of the best-kept secrets that managers definitely don't want to get out, but in many states, it's a matter of law. There is a massive loophole regarding the pharmacy and the liquor department. Because of various state and federal regulations, a private club often cannot legally prevent a member of the public from accessing prescription medications or certain alcoholic beverages. If you live in one of these states, and there are many of them, you can literally walk up to the entrance, tell the person with the clicker that you are only there to use the pharmacy, and they have to let you in. No card required. You can get your prescriptions at Costco's legendary low prices without ever paying the $60 membership fee. The same often applies to the optical department for eye exams, though you usually need a membership to buy the actual frames and lenses. And let us not forget the food court. While some locations have started cracking down and requiring a scan for that $1.50 hot dog, many outdoor food courts or those with legacy systems still let you walk right up. If you are paying for a membership just for the occasional prescription or a bottle of Kirkland vodka, You are essentially donating $60 a year to a multi-billion-dollar corporation for a privilege the law already gives you for free. It's about knowing the entry codes. Walk in with confidence, state your destination, and save your membership money for the items that actually require it. Mistake number 6 is one that drives me crazy because people walk past it every single time they enter the store. I'm talking about the gift card rack. Most people see those cardboard placards for restaurants, movie theaters, or spas and think, oh, that's a nice gift idea.
No.
That is not a gift rack, that is an arbitrage opportunity. This is where you can literally buy money for less than it's worth. Costco negotiates bulk deals with these companies, and they pass that savings directly to you. We're talking about getting $100 worth of credit for a local high-end restaurant group or a national chain for $74.99. That is an immediate 25% return on your money. If you are going to the movies or eating out at these places anyway, and you aren't stopping at that rack first, you are effectively paying a laziness tax. I've seen people buy a $500 Southwest Airlines gift card for $450. That's an instant $50 in your pocket before you even book your flight. Employees use this hack to prepay for their lives at a discount. They know that if they're going to spend money at a specific pizza place or a car wash, buying the gift card at Costco first is the only way to shop. It's like having a 20% off coupon for the entire world that never expires. If you aren't checking that rack every time you shop, you are leaving hundreds of dollars on the table every single year. Finally, mistake number 7 is the bulk bias. This is the psychological trap of assuming that because an item comes in a box the size of a microwave, it must be the cheapest price per unit. This is exactly what Costco wants you to think. They want you to assume that their consistently low price is the lowest possible price. But if you actually do the math, and I mean pulling out your phone and checking the price per ounce, you'll find that staples like soda, cereal, and even some canned goods are frequently more expensive at Costco than they are at your local grocery store during a weekly sale. Supermarkets like Kroger or Publix use these items as loss leaders to get you in the door, often slashing prices way below what Costco offers. Costco doesn't really do weekly sales in the traditional sense. They have their monthly member savings booklets, but their base prices stay relatively static. If you're buying a 3-pack of name brand cereal at Costco, you might be paying 35 cents an ounce, while the local grocery store has a buy one get one deal that brings it down to 25 cents. Over the course of a year, if you're buying all your staples in bulk without checking the unit price, you could easily be overspending by $300 or $400. The employees see the shipments coming and they know when the price of flour or sugar has spiked, but the members just keep tossing the giant bags in the cart because they've been conditioned to believe that big equals cheap. It's a mathematical illusion, and if you want to be a pro shopper, you have to break the habit of trusting the warehouse and start trusting your calculator. Mistake number 8 is one that almost feels like you're breaking the rules, but it is a perfectly legal, employee-vetted way to bypass the entire membership fee, or if you're already a member, to finally get your spending under control. I'm talking about the shop card hack. Most people call them gift cards, but at Costco, they're shop cards, and they're way more powerful than a standard piece of plastic. Here is how it works. Only a member can buy or reload a shop card, but anyone, and I mean anyone, can spend one. If you have a friend with a membership, ask them to buy you a handful of $10 shop cards. When you walk up to that entrance and the employee asks to see your card, you just show them the shop card. They let you right in. You get to shop the entire warehouse, get the member pricing, and experience the Costco magic without ever cutting a check for $60 or $120 to the corporate office. But here's the pro-level move for those of you who already have a membership and find yourself walking out with a $400 receipt every single time you just needed bread. Employees see people struggling with impulse control all day long. The hack. Buy a shop card for the exact amount of your weekly budget, say $150. Leave your credit cards in the car. When you hit the register, that shop card creates what we call a hard stop. You literally cannot overspend because once that card hits zero, you're done. It forces you to look at your cart and decide if you really need that 30-pound bag of gourmet popcorn or the giant outdoor rug. It's the ultimate psychological tool to beat the warehouse at its own game of spend more to save more. Now, let us move into mistake number 9. And this one is a literal gold mine that most people leave sitting on the table because they're too embarrassed or too lazy to ask. It's the post-purchase price adjustment. Have you ever bought a big ticket item, maybe a new laptop, a set of tires, or a fancy Vitamix blender, only to walk back into the store 2 weeks later and see that it's now $100 cheaper? Most people just sigh, feel a bit of buyer's remorse, and move on with their lives. That is a massive mistake. Costco has a very generous, yet very quiet, 30-day price protection policy. If an item you bought goes on sale within 30 days of your purchase, you can get the difference refunded to you. And here is the insider secret that the people at the membership desk wish more people knew. You don't have to bring the item back. You don't have to haul a 75-inch television through the parking lot just to get your $50 back. In most cases, all you need is your receipt or even just your membership card, as they can look up your purchase history right there on the screen. The employees know that the prices fluctuate based on inventory levels and manufacturer rebates that kick in on the first of the month. If you aren't checking the new member savings booklet against the stuff you bought 3 weeks ago, you are essentially giving Costco a tip. I've seen members walk up to the desk and walk away with $200 in cash just because they spent 5 minutes looking at their old receipts. It's your money. Don't let the 30-day clock run out just because you didn't want to stand in line for 5 minutes. Finally, we hit mistake number 10, and this is the one that separates the amateurs from the true warehouse warriors: this seasonal flip timing. You have to understand that Costco lives in the future. Their inventory calendar is completely disconnected from the actual weather outside your window. Employees start stocking snowsuits and heavy winter coats in August when it's still 95 degrees out. They start putting out patio furniture and giant umbrellas in February when there's still snow on the ground. The mistake you're making is shopping for what you need in season. If you wait until it's actually hot outside to buy a backyard playset or a new grill, you've already missed the boat. By the time the season actually arrives, Costco is already trying to clear that floor space for the next season. This is why you'll see those massive 0.97 markdowns on summer gear in late April or early May. The last chance window for seasonal goods usually happens about 3 to 4 weeks before the actual holiday or weather shift occurs. If you're buying Christmas decorations in December, you're looking at the leftovers. If you want the insider deals, you have to buy your winter gear when you're still wearing flip-flops and your summer gear when you're still wearing a parka. The employees know that the inventory velocity at Costco is higher than almost any other retailer on earth. They don't have back rooms to store stuff. If it's on the floor, it has to go. If you can master the season ahead mindset, you will find those deep clearance markdowns that look like typos. We've covered a lot of ground today, from the secret language of decimal points to the legal loopholes of the pharmacy and the psychological traps of the rotisserie chicken. But here's the real question. Are you going to keep being a passive shopper who just pays the membership fee and hopes for the best? Or are you going to start shopping like an insider? Most people will watch this, nod their heads, and then go right back to ignoring the decimal points on the price tags. Don't be that person. I want to hear from you down in the comments. Which one of these mistakes have you been making? Is there a secret hack at your local Costco that I missed? We're building a community of people who refuse to be suckers for big box marketing. So if you found this valuable, hit that subscribe button and join the inner circle. We're deep diving into the hidden logic of every major retailer to make sure you never pay full price again. Because at the end of the day, a Costco membership isn't just a card in your wallet, it's a test. It's a test of whether you can navigate a world designed to make you overspend and come out on top. The warehouse is a machine, and like any machine, once you understand how the gears turn, you can make it work for you instead of against you. The next time you walk through those doors and hear that "Welcome to Costco" greeting, just remember, you know the code now. You know where the traps are buried. And you know that the real savings aren't found in the bulk size of the box, but in the knowledge you carry in your head. So, ask yourself, Is that $60 a year an expense? Or is it the entry fee to a game you finally know how to win?